When I was on that stage press conference, I kind of got emotional a little bit. Like, wow, I'm back here again where I started. And just how Stephanie White was speaking so highly of me. Like, I'm like, this is where I need to be at and this is where I belong. And I'm just so happy to be able to come back and handle some unfinished business.
Remember when Cheryl Swoops said nobody wants to play for the Indiana Fever?
People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Well, Natasha Howard just proved Cheryl Swoops wrong by not only choosing to join the Indiana Fever, but also passionately defending Caitlin Clark and the team against all the critics.
I was really excited to also play with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, like the player that, that I also say stuff on the court to them when I'm like playing against them. But I'm happy that I'm playing with them, not against them no more.
We're not talking about just any player. Natasha Howard is a 3-time WNBA champion, former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the few players who averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds last season. So why would an elite star like Howard choose to team up with Caitlin Clark? Her decision speaks volumes, not just about Clark's talent, but also about the Indiana Fever's potential. Plus, Howard isn't staying silent. She's clapping back at critics and defending both Clark and the team. Let's break down what this move really means.
Yo, what's up, fans? I'm happy to be a Fever. You see me? See me? You see me? You see me with this on? Yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back where I started. Let's go.
Back in April, critics were eager to tear down Caitlin Clark, with Cheryl Swoops leading the charge, claiming no one would want to play with her in Indiana. But that narrative just got destroyed. With stars like Natasha Howard joining the Fever, the basketball world is still reeling from the impact of Clark's growing influence.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay. But
I'm talking about more social media.
Okay.
It's a turn.
Right? It's a turn, right? It's really a turn of the tides.
Well,
right?
Gil, here's my point. The beginning of the year, right? Everybody saw it.
For months, critics like Cheryl Swoops pushed the narrative that WNBA stars would avoid the Indiana Fever. They claimed veterans wouldn't want to deal with the Caitlin Clark circus, the media attention, packed arenas, and constant spotlight. This became the go-to argument for those trying to downplay Clark's impact on the league. But with elite players now choosing Indiana, that narrative is quickly falling apart.
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Bro, Cheryl Swoops is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is dominant.
But then, something happened that critics never saw coming. Natasha Howard, a 3-time WNBA champion, former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the league's most respected veterans, didn't just sign with Indiana. She deliberately chose to return to the team that drafted her 5th overall in 2014, the very organization where she began her professional journey a decade ago. Howard's decision sends a strong message, proving that top players are embracing the Fever and the Caitlin Clark era.
This is a tremendous, not only a tremendous player, but a tremendous person. And what she's done the last 9 years in her career has put her in the elite company of many athletes and many players in this league. So, I want to say thank you to Natasha and to her family for coming back to us. Because when a player returns to a place that drafted them, that's special. And she chose us because she could have gone anywhere.
This wasn't just any signing. It was a statement that completely shattered the Indiana is toxic narrative. Natasha Howard didn't just join the Fever, she embraced it with excitement. During her press conference, she made it clear, "I just feel like I'm supposed to be here. I'm happy to be back where I started, and so is my family and friends." Her return isn't just about basketball, it's a powerful message that Indiana is a place players want to be.
At the end of the day, the way Indiana came at me with everything they promised me and they keeping their promise, they sold me. And I took the bait for it, and I'm happy to be back where I started. and also being back with Coach, so and Kelly, and also Amber as well, bringing her along. It's just a blessing to be back where I started, and also for my family and friends to also see me back where I started at as well. It's just amazing and a grateful feeling to be back in a Indiana Fever jersey.
What makes this even more impactful is that Howard wasn't forced to join Indiana or settling for the Fever as a last resort. She had plenty of options.
That's a good one right there.
I'll be back like
Number 33, the original. Back at it.
Oh, jersey.
Look, the original.
Right, we was with Adidas.
Woo, look at that.
2014, y'all.
2014, right there.
The emotional weight of Howard's homecoming was undeniable during her signing. When she was presented with her original 2014 Fever jersey, it wasn't just a contract signing, it was a full-circle moment. The gesture visibly moved Howard, symbolizing her journey from the past to what could be a bright future with this revitalized Indiana team. Her return isn't just about basketball, it's about unfinished business and a new chapter in her career.
Coach Steph has always been on my butt about hustling, working hard. Do the little things, because the little things gonna take you a long way. And when I got the minutes that I played my rookie year, I took every advantage of it, and I'm happy to be back next to her, playing with her and her coaching me.
Howard wasn't just an afterthought in the Fever's off-season plans. She was their top target from day one. As general manager Kelly Krauskopf revealed, when Amber and I started talking from the beginning, the person sitting next to me is high integrity, high class, and a great teammate. Indiana strategically pursued Howard, knowing her leadership and talent could help transform their roster and elevate the team to new heights.
The talent, but first of all, we have the people to actually do it. So my thing is, I'm happy, like I said, to be a part of this, and also bring the leadership and the desire to show this young group what it takes to win a championship. I have 3, so my thing is to show them you can't take no days off in practice. You gotta think, you practice, it's the way how you play. So my thing is coming in, I'm just gonna show them this is how you work hard. So when you work hard, it's gonna be easy in the game. It won't be as hard. So my thing is just bringing that championship mentality to the locker room and to this team.
The Fever COO, Amber Cox, couldn't hide her excitement while introducing Howard, stating, "People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha can't. It's several pages. The list goes on and on." That's the level of talent and experience Indiana just added. Howard, a proven champion, didn't just land in Indiana. She chose to play alongside Caitlin Clark, proving the Fever are building something special.
The list of accomplishments are long. People say you should have a one-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. It is several pages. 3-time champion, 2-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player. Again, the list goes on and on and on.
What makes this signing truly special and completely dismantles the Swoops narrative is Howard's own words on why she returned. Rather than avoiding the Fever, she expressed deep gratitude, stating, "I'm just really, really honored and blessed to see a team that appreciates me and wants my light." Her decision proves Indiana is a destination, not a last resort.
When I got this job, Kelly and I were on the phone, and we had 2 things on our to-do list: re-sign Kelsey Mitchell and bring back Natasha Howard. We have been focused on this day and this moment since the day we started this process.
Howard reflected on her growth since her first stint with Indiana, stating, "I just feel like I've grown a lot as a person and as a player. I feel like a lot of teams didn't really appreciate me how they should." This wasn't just a basketball move, it was personal. It was about finding a team that truly values her skills and contributions. By choosing Indiana, Howard made it clear she wanted to be somewhere she was respected and appreciated.
The person that's sitting next to me is of high integrity, high class, great teammate. Players in this league love her, so welcoming her back, putting her on the floor with our guards, there's a reason why her nickname is Flash.
Howard didn't just find a team that appreciates her, she found the perfect basketball partner in Caitlin Clark. This isn't just any pairing, it's a matchup of elite skills. Howard, known as Flash, thrives in transition, making her an ideal target for Clark, one of the most creative passers in the game today. While critics claimed no one wanted to play with Clark, These two were quietly forming what could be one of the most dangerous fast break duos the WNBA has ever seen. Imagine Clark pushing the tempo, threading a perfect pass, and Howard finishing at the rim. Now picture that happening every night. Indiana just became a must-watch team.
A 10-point lead now for Mercy. And it's stolen away. Howard leading the charge, hands it away, gets it back. Oh, a one-handed off two. A little bit of showboating for Mercy. Gotta love that.
Let's break down what makes this duo so special. Howard is a transition scoring machine. Her speed, body control, and ability to finish at the rim perfectly complement Clark's elite passing vision. For a playmaker like Clark, having a target like Howard is a game changer. Last season, Howard was in rare company, averaging over 18 points and 7 rebounds per game. That level of efficiency isn't just good, it's elite. With Clark's ability to push the pace and Howard's knack for finishing in transition, this pairing has the potential to dominate fast breaks and redefine Indiana's offensive firepower.
Of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year, short and elite. Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard. Versatility is a major calling card for Howard.
The Fever struggled last season with a roster that couldn't fully capitalize on Caitlin Clark's elite passing ability. Too often, potential assists were wasted by teammates who couldn't keep pace or finish in traffic. Enter Natasha Howard, a player who has built her career on excelling in those exact situations. In her introductory press conference, Howard couldn't hide her excitement about this perfect basketball pairing, stating, "I can't wait to run the floor and get those passes." It's a clear sign that she sees her game meshing seamlessly with Clark's vision, creating a dynamic duo ready to elevate Indiana's offense.